managers and leaders tend to not separate out performance issues versus business issues. So if there's a business issue, talk about the business issue. If there's a performance issue, talk about the performance issue. And because of that, people start to take all of the issues very personally. When really, it might just be, hey, we need to stay on brand, so that's not going to work. That's a business issue. The employee's going to take that personally. If they're not clear on how to actually attack issues in the workplace. So the basic principle is attack issues, don't attack people. Attack issues, don't attack people. When you manage your team in such a way where you're really attacking business issues and keeping those separate and not attacking people. So the issue is we're running 5% below where we should be with profit margin. Where are we going to cut? Let's have that conversation. Now, that is a business issue. That's a business conversation. The minute it becomes personal, as a leader, you know that's a clue for you to stand back and say, what is it I am not communicating, what is it I'm not in dialogue with this employee about that they're being this way? So when you're able to differentiate the difference between a business issue, a performance issue, a culture issue, then you can be in the right dialogue with the employee. So for example, I'm working with a marketing director last week, and he was talking about a deadline for a trade show, and one of his people, and the material that was about to go out was completely off brand. And so he had to sit the employee down and make a choice. Am I going to make this about the business issue? We've got something due in 24 hours and it needs to be on brand. Or am I going to handle the performance issue of the quality of work is not aligned and not on time? And the choice he made was to deal with the performance issue. That was probably not the right time. Deal with the business issue first. How do we get this accurate and out on time? And then take a step back and say, what happened? Right? So you separate them out. By handling the performance issue first, hey, what's going on? You're off and you're late. What are you doing? By handling that first, now he has that employee's attention on their performance instead of on the delivery that needs to happen in the next 24 hours. People are going to pay attention to what you ask them to pay attention to. It's actually a pretty high-level management distinction to understand that you need to separate out the issues and understand what the issues are. Business issue, culture issue, or performance issue. There are three distinct issues. What is this? Sometimes you've got 2 out of 3. Sometimes you have all 3. But strategically, what is the issue that needs to be addressed first? People act this way because it is rewarded and talked about, and in other words, it's a function of culture. This is okay in our culture. Culture is created through what we do, what we say, and what we reward. So in some way, the leaders are rewarding the kind of behavior where it's like the back and forth and not being civil to each other and attacking each other versus the actual issue. A lot of times when I'm working with business owners, they don't know what the actual business issue is. They'll start talking to me about an employee or their team, and I'll say, what's the business issue? And I'll have to say it 5 or 6 times till they can actually identify what the business issue is, because they're so sucked in by whatever the relational things are happening, right? Now, wait a second, the business issue is these project managers are not able to be productive and do their jobs when they're behaving this way. That's the business issue. And that's separate actually from the performance issue, from their behavior. So you got a culture issue and you have a business issue. Which do you want to handle first?